With its furious pace, tough boss battles, and punishing lack of supplies, Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 2 Contemplation makes the first episode feel practically leisurely. While still defiantly an action game, surviving is a much tougher prospect in this 4-hour slice than it was before. In other words, now we're in business. Revelations 2's story continues to intrigue as Claire Redfield and Moira Burton are taunted by a cryptic puppet master who's particularly adept at ushering her unwitting minions towards dastardly cliffhangers.
I'm no lab rat. She can stick it right up her all seeing ass.
As our villain becomes more wicked, so do the enemies. One of my complaints in the first episode was the mundanity of its monsters, and while they haven't necessarily grown more interesting, they've certainly grown more resilient and in greater numbers. Coupled with a genuine scarcity of supplies, there are a handful of boss fights in Episode 2 that I had to do over multiple times. One in particular essentially required me to get a headshot with every pull of the trigger while dodging charge attacks and fireballs. As you might imagine, the exhilaration of toppling the guy was immense. Considering both pairs of playable characters are unevenly balanced in terms of physical strength, such encounters require strategy, particularly when playing split-screen co-op. As the toughness ramps up, Moira's weaknesses are put into stark relief. Without a weapon, there's little she can do but run. This can become frustrating, but on the other hand, it can be a thrill to play as the bait for your partner's trap, if you've got the guts for it. More teamwork is required in this episode in general, and it's better for it. Natalia's formerly useless pointing ability is suddenly given meaning by invisible enemies that only she can see, and her ability to see monsters through walls lends itself to a stealthy approach.
More over there.
The occasional opportunity to not go in shooting is refreshing. However, I continue to find Revelations 2's environments bland. While crumbling villages and deserted medical centers might be a traditional staple of the Resident Evil series, they're boring. Fortunately, Raid Mode continues to offer more variation with its colourful urban arenas. Episode 2 unlocks 2 new characters to play, Pedro and Gabe, whose drill charge and ground pound specials are wonderfully efficient at clearing out big groups of enemies quickly. On the whole, it's a big improvement in most areas, and if Capcom can keep this build-up going, we'll be in for a grand finale. For more on Resident Evil, stick with IGN.